The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Good Monday morning to you, and welcome to the show. We're in the Jarrett Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Phone calls to the show, a service of Guaranty Bank, which opens today at 1320 Canal Boulevard East in Charleston. We'll actually be talking to the folks from Guaranty Bank a little bit later on the show. Texting service is provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Tailor, on Virginia Street. Tony, your go-to spot for all your Kentucky Derby gear. Check out bestmastertailor.com or Tony's Facebook page. Guaranty Bank hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Tailor text 304-935-5008. Monday edition of the show. Put the weekend behind you because it's over now. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes says once we get the fog out of here, mainly cloudy day, some peaks of sunshine here and there. Should be in the mid-80s. Rain kicking in after midnight tonight, lows in the mid-50s. And cloudy tomorrow with temps in the upper 70s to around 80. A little stormy tomorrow night into Wednesday before a big cool down as we head into the weekend. You can listen for Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes' forecast on air and follow him online as well. Coming up, Charleston Mayor, former Charleston Mayor, and much, much more. Danny Jones will join us. He's back in studio this morning. Josh Stowers is here. He is with Guaranty Bank, and they are opening, as I said earlier, opening today on the Boulevard in Charleston. We'll tell you all about them. Plus, we'll get to your calls and texts as well. We continue, though, our series of interviews with candidates ahead of the primary election, which is coming up May the 12th. Early voting actually begins Wednesday, but Election Day is May 12th. Welcome to the show. Now, Michael Kidd, who's a Republican running for House in District 21. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Thank you for being here. Tell us who Michael Kidd is.
Well, so West Virginia boy through and through. Grew up in Cross Lanes, went to Nitro High School, spent the last 30 years living in Hurricane, West Virginia. Married a young lady I met in 4-H many years ago, 4-H camp, Lisa Edwards Kidd. We had two boys, Aaron and Andrew Kidd, who went through the Putnam County school system. They are known locally as the Kidd Brothers Bluegrass. They started playing bluegrass when they were very young and have been quite successful at it. My younger boy won the state championship at Vandalia 4 years back to back. He won when he was, you're not allowed to win 2 years in a row. So he won at age 17, 19, 21, and 23. They continue to play from time to time, though now they're in different cities. They both, one went to Marshall, one went to WVU, but they came back together at law school. Both went to WVU Law School and are now living their lives. And one of them has made us a grandparent. Okay. Andrew and my daughter-in-law has made us a new grandparent as of 5 months ago.
If I didn't know better, Michael, I would say you're proud of your family.
Very proud.
Just saying.
Absolutely. That's a good guess on your part. Yes.
Explain the district to us.
Okay. So the district I'm running in, 21, is more or less the southwest portion of Putnam County. Putnam County is broken up into 4 districts. I meant to say several. And I'm in the district that encompasses all of the city of Hurricane and the outlying areas to the county line, down to Culloden, over to the Hamlin area of Lincoln County line, up Cole Mountain, along Route 60. And then a little ways up Tays Valley Road up to about Sleepy Hollow.
Okay. All right. So why are you running for House?
So I ran 4 years ago. I sat in this very seat 4 years ago and made my first attempt. I narrowly lost by 250 votes to a young man named Jared Cannon, and he has done a phenomenal job. I told him after the election when I was congratulating him, I said, look, as long as you do what you say you're going to do, I'm not going to run against you anymore because I mainly just wanted a solid conservative in there. He fulfilled his end of the bargain and did what he was supposed to do. He contacted me in December and said, I'm not running again. and I would endorse you and promote you to take my position based on what I know of you. Basically, I don't want any drastic changes. I just would like to keep Putnam County moving in the right direction, like we're moving now. Although when in just a moment, I would like to talk about a couple problems, not necessarily Putnam County problems, but problems that have affected our state that still need addressed.
All right, go ahead and do that now.
Sure. So I've got some notes here, so that I'm going to just skip over to that section. One of those issues is the foster care system in West Virginia. It's the only thing I can say is it's broken. In order to get to this topic, let me back up and just tell you a little bit about myself. In 1984, I graduated from the West Virginia State Police Academy. I was in local law enforcement 84, 85, 86, 87. In 88, I became a private investigator, not the kind you see on television that chases cheating spouses. I do a lot of work for insurance companies, law offices, human resource departments, and a number of government agencies. I contract with the state of West Virginia. I've contracted with the U.S. State Department out of Washington with a security clearance and so forth. In the course of that work, I've worked on a number of cases recently where plaintiffs' attorneys, rightfully so, are suing the West Virginia DHHR over children in the foster care system who either died or were severely abused and neglected, and it's just inexcusable. I mean, something must be done to fix this foster care system. If anybody that follows the news would know, there's multiple examples. There's a young girl, 14 years old, who died of starvation down in Boone County. There's multiple examples around the state, and some of them I know personally because I worked on the case. And something's got to be done. I'm not in a position right now to point the finger and say this is exactly the solution, but I can tell you whatever we're doing right now is not getting it.
Talking to Michael Kent again, who is a Republican running for House in District 21. You mentioned the foster care system. What do you see as some of the other big needs specifically of District 21?
Well, specific to our district, right now we have a lot of new business coming in right next door in Mason County, potentially in Putnam County as well, with the data center possibly coming in. And when you bring in an influx of business and the people that comes with it, both for the construction and to work there permanently, you know, it's a cascade of things that must be done to welcome those people. New housing, new roads, new recreation facilities, on and on. You know, Hurricane has always had that small town feel. I mean, that's why we moved there originally. My wife grew up there. She grew up on Sam's Fork Road right off of Route 60. We still have a lot of family there, but we've got to look to the future and say, okay, when there's new businesses coming in, employing 500 and 1,000 people within 20 miles of where we live, they've got to live somewhere. They've got to eat somewhere. They've got to have means to get to and from work without being backed up in traffic for hours at a time.
That's, as somebody, Michael, I live right in the heart of Taze Valley, and I have always said before when people complain about the traffic, which I do as much as anybody, it's a good problem to have, though.
It is a good problem.
As long as you can handle it.
Absolutely.
And there's infrastructure issues that come along with that as well.
Absolutely. I mean, right now, in the past few months, they've been upgrading the entrance to, I guess it's Hurricane City Park there at the reservoir. Mm-hmm. That facility is used a lot. I mean, all summer long it's busy, and for the longest time it was a single lane bridge going across. Then it upgraded to a 2-lane bridge. Now they're upgrading it again. And that's great because Mayor Scott Edwards has done a great job for the city. I don't personally live in the city limits, but if I did, he would have my vote. I mean, he's very proactive. He's very much ahead of the curve with things that the city can do. But some of these issues are Department of Highway issues and county commission issues, but they've got to be addressed. I mean, I won't say nobody, a lot of people don't like change. They just simply don't like change, and I understand it. But the truth of the matter is, if you want to see the county grow and not lose population, you've got to be prepared to change with it.
What are some of the things that you stand for, basically?
So, in no particular order, I'll tell you a couple of the issues that you might say were hot button issues. It's not been that long ago since COVID was the big thing all over the country, not just here. There was some absolute craziness with respect to COVID. things that just defied logic. Walking in a restaurant and you must have a mask on when you walk in, but you can take it off when you sit down to eat. Or students being forced to wear a mask at school, but they can cut a hole in it to blow their trumpet during band practice. That just makes no sense whatsoever. People losing their jobs under threat of, if you do not get our vaccine, you're no longer employed here. Well, it takes a while for it to work its way through the system, but a lot of those folks have been getting rich because they, rightfully so, sued their employer and said, I don't want your vaccine. I'm healthy. I'm not at risk, or whatever the reason might be. I don't want your vaccine. And some of the groups that sprang up as a result of that, the generic term might be health freedom groups, have endorsed me. I've received endorsements from 2 of them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against tried and true vaccines that have been around for 50 or 60 years and have basically eradicated diseases from way before I was born. But a lot of these new vaccines and things that are just coming out of research, I don't want to be a guinea pig for it. I don't want my granddaughter to be a guinea pig for it.
Talking to Michael Kidd, what are you hearing on the campaign trail as you've been out door knocking into candidates forums and whatever? What are you hearing from people?
It's like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get. You open the door and some people, have very little feedback. They just thank me for their time, for listening. But a lot of people, are concerned about the data center, and rightfully so. And if you aren't familiar with that, there's Google, or a Google affiliate has bought up 1,700 acres of property over in Buffalo. But a lot of the information floating around right now is based in rumor and just hearsay. I will tell you this. I talked to one of the other candidates very recently and asked for some information about it. And I said, I fully intend, if I make it through the primary, of doing what I do best, investigating, not taking hearsay, not taking, Google says this. Google may say anything because they own the property. They want the data center. Right now, I have not taken a firm stand for or against it. I'm leaning for it, but I want more information from reliable sources, not from Johnny Bob up the street who heard from someone else that it causes this or it causes that. I want facts. I want something that could be presented in court if need be that says, here's how many jobs, here's the good results of it, here's the bad results of it.
You have a website or social media?
I do. I have both. I have Michael Kidd for West Virginia on Facebook, and it's very active. I try to post on it regularly. I have a website, kiddforwv.com, KIDD for WV.com. So both of those will give more information about who I am, what I stand for. I would like to throw in, I was very pleased to receive the endorsement from West Virginians for Life. Putnam County is overwhelmingly conservative. I mean, it's just overwhelmingly conservative. I'll leave it at that. And the 2 things that I believe most conservatives have in common are God and guns. That's if you boil down social issues to 2 things, God and guns. And when it comes to economic issues, many people I talk to, I will make the comment, I believe that you, sir, know how to spend your money better than the legislature does. And everyone, without fail, nods in agreement, says, yes, I do. I believe people deserve to keep as much as they possibly can of what they earn, that they know what to do with it better than state government and better than federal government.
Give me 30 seconds. Why should someone vote for you?
Sure. I have 42 years total of experience, 4 years in law enforcement, 38 years as a private business owner, and I'll say a successful private business owner. Not only a private investigator, but also rental property I've owned and managed for all those years. I've navigated through all the red tape of government. I have been on the board of directors of a local church there in St. Albans with $1 million budget for 7 years. I have a lot of just well-rounded experience that the general, rank and file person may not get. In the job I'm in, it's very unique. I solve a lot of complex problems for attorneys, for insurance companies, for businesses. And I consider myself a problem solver. Some of these problems West Virginia faces are complex. I wish it was as easy as just waving a wand saying, oh, if we just do such and such, all of our problems are going to go away. It's not that easy. These are complex problems, and there's a lot of issues that's got to be addressed, whether it's the foster care system, the underpaid corrections officers in our prisons and jails, different things. They are complex problems, but I believe I'm best suited to address those. Do I have time to just squeeze in one more thing?
Go ahead.
Okay. There are a lot of folks, now I won't say a lot, but there's a number of folks in West Virginia politics, Putnam County included, who are what I call Johnny-come-latelys to the conservative movement. I've been a lifelong conservative as far back as I can remember. My first vote was for Ronald Reagan for president in the early 80s. I did not decide when I was an older adult, hey, I see the writing on the wall. If I'm going to run for politics, I better suddenly become a Republican. That's not me, but there's a number of people doing that. And I would encourage voters to research the candidates and see what their track record is 5 years, 10 years ago before they vote.
Michael Kidd, Republican, running for House in District 21. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. 923, The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a large tossed salad, $21.99. Dine in, pick up, or get delivery at HustonsPizza.com. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show is presented in part by Generations Ford in Hurricane, part of the Eric J. Tarr family of businesses.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Running a business in the Kanawha Valley means dealing with a lot at once. Customers, employees, deadlines, and 100 little problems that pop up during the day. Technology shouldn't be one of them. At Next Level Technologies, we help Charleston area businesses keep their systems secure, backed up, and running smoothly so the workday stays on track. If you're spending too much time dealing with computer problems, it may be time for a better approach. Learn more at nextleveltech.com. Next Level Technologies, practical IT, strategic outcomes.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world. And it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
The sounds of the Amos Steel Band, the official house band of the Dave Allen Show. It's 9:25. Join me every Friday morning at 9:06 for the Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors, family-owned, proudly serving the community for over 50 years. They specialize in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, and beautifully crafted sewn goods from homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces. They do it all. They're located at 516 D Street in South Charleston. Welcome to the show now, Josh Stowers, who is the president and CEO of the all-new Guaranty Bank, which is now open in Charleston. Josh, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you having me on.
All right. Congratulations on the new bank. Now,
Thank
I
you.
said it's already open. I mean, it officially is open, right?
We are having our soft opening today. Today's our first full day being open, yes.
Because I didn't want to say that and have you go, we didn't open.
Right. No, we are open. We are having our soft opening today. I just opened up, drive-thru opened up at 8:30, lobby opened up at 9 o'clock. So we are officially open. So we would love for anybody to stop by, meet the team, let us shake your hand and learn your story.
Tell us about Guaranty Bank. Just tell us the overall story of the bank.
Sure. So Guaranty Bank, let me just first say, community banking's back in Charleston. It's been gone for way too long. And that's what we are. We are a community bank founded in southern West Virginia, serving West Virginia for over 50 years. We're expanding our footprint to expand that community banking feel. When we say that, in Guaranty Bank, community comes first, it's not just a slogan, it's real. And right now we are choosing to invest in Charleston because we believe in Charleston's future. And we want to grow right along with Charleston's families, neighborhoods, and businesses, and that's what we're here to do.
Got a lot of good banks in the area, but what is it that makes your bank different? You talked about the community feel, but to give us some other things that make your bank different.
Sure. I think when you call us, folks are going to know where you're from. You're going to be talking to somebody that is from here. I think Dave, you're a Southern West Virginia guy, so you'll understand this. If your banker doesn't know your mama's name or where your land lays, then you're just borrowing money from a stranger. And that's who we are. I mean, we believe in community banking. We believe in making local decisions locally. We believe in making banking decisions locally and not out of state. And we think that matters. And we are here to provide that service to Charleston, the Kanawha Valley now.
I want to talk about the building itself. Josh, I had a chance to tour it a couple of weeks ago. What a great facility. And for those that don't know, I think there's been a variety of things there. Most recently, I think it was American Federation for Teachers building.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
But talk about the building itself, because it's nice. I'll move my office there if you'll let me. I'll move the whole show there.
You're more than welcome. We can set you up a studio right there. No, it's it has traditionally been some type of financial services. It has served as some financial services for a number of years. I believe it started out originally as Kanawha Teachers Credit Union, was Pioneer Credit Union a number of years ago. It is a large space, and we intentionally and deliberately identified that property as a place that we can grow. Right now, currently, it's going to be staffed with about 6 folks, but there's room to grow, and that's what we intend on doing, is growing and serving the people of Charleston and Kanawha Valley, and that building allows us to do that. And it's a great space. It's right on the boulevard, good ingress, egress, good view. People coming up and down the boulevard can see it, and we're proud to be there.
Well, talk about the way banking has changed over the last 15, 20. I mean, I'm old enough to remember. You mentioned Southern West Virginia. I know folks in the Kanawha Valley can recognize this as well, that when going to the bank was a regular thing, that you got your paycheck and you went to the bank. Most people probably made a couple trips a week to the bank for one reason or another. It's not that way. Talk about the change in the evolution of banking over the years. Sure.
I talk about the changes and then some of the things that I think people hope continue to be the same. I think that, with regard to the change in banking, obviously, technology has changed banking and a number of industries. And we've grown with that. I mean, we have e-banking. We have remote deposit capture. You can deposit your check with your phone. You can go online. We have a mobile app that people can use. So we've adopted those technologies for those folks that are comfortable with those technologies that can use them. But we want to continue to provide that community touch that has sometimes been lost with those technological advancements. You lose that connection sometimes to be able to make those local decisions. And so while we have adopted all of those modern technologies and all those modern strategies, we don't want to lose that community touch and that local feel. And we think we strike a good balance with those changes, but also with the continuity that we think people appreciate.
Talk about your other locations, because this is your first location here in the Charleston area, but you've got other locations.
Sure. We've still got our 3 branches in Mingo County, about 15 minutes past Fountain Place in Logan is our main branch. We have a branch in Del Barton and Gilbert. But we also, as I mentioned, we are expanding our footprint, and we recently opened up a branch in Wayne, right across from the courthouse, last summer. So we're expanding that footprint, trying to take that community banking into other markets, so we continue to serve the customers that we have.
I think it's interesting. Again, we're talking to Josh Stowers, who's the president and CEO of Guaranty Bank, opening today in Charleston on the Boulevard. I think it's kind of interesting too that they say, Josh, everything that is old is new again.
Right.
And 15, 20 years ago, everything was marching toward the future. You've kept those things, but now you're kind of going, I don't want to say going backwards, that's not the right word, but you're trying to, as you said, bring in what we know as community banking to Charleston.
Sure. And I think, a lot of folks, we have a lot of mergers and a lot of acquisitions going on with bigger banks, and they serve their purpose for sure. But I think what we're seeing and what we've heard in people that we are beginning to serve and have served, that there are small business customers that are starting to feel overlooked, and we think that with with some of the advances, with some of the market forces that have been out there, that it opens up an opportunity, for us and others to serve those folks that may feel overlooked, and that's what we're here to do.
I had a text to the show that somebody wanted to know if you have a trust department there.
We do not have a trust department, but we can open up trust accounts.
Okay.
We don't have a full-fledged department, but we can do that.
All right. And we're going to be seeing you a lot around the community as well, because, this is going to be, you guys are going to be very, very heavily involved in the city of Charleston and the Kanawha Valley. Talk about some of those things.
Yes. As I mentioned, you call the branch in Charleston, you're going to talk to somebody that is from here. We have hired a staff that is from Charleston, so they're very familiar with folks. Prior to my time at Guaranty Bank, I worked in Charleston for 20 years. Whether I started out in the public education system, worked in state government for a while. I'm very familiar with Charleston, very familiar with its people and its businesses and the families here. And so, yes, we're going to be, we're starting out today, prior to actually, we've had folks on staff already serving folks, here in the Valley. So, you're going to see us more. You're going to hear about us more, and we're here to serve.
Talking to Josh Stowers again, who's the president and CEO of Guaranty Bank, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Do you need people? Do you need employees? Because that's a big thing with a lot of places. Right now we're fully staffed. Okay. Again, we hired new staff for this Charleston branch. But our intention is for the Charleston branch to grow and to need more folks in the future. As I mentioned, the building that you alluded to a while ago, it's a big building, and we bought it intentionally to be able to grow within that building. And so we will, hopefully sooner rather than later, need more individuals and staffing to help serve the community. What are the hours of the bank?
So drive-through opens at 8:30 Monday through Friday, and the lobby opens up at 9. We stay up until 5:30 on Monday through Thursday, and stay up until 6 on Fridays.
And what's something I do with my political candidates I've interviewed a lot. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that as well. I call it the final 30, but it's not timed. Why should somebody choose Guaranty Bank?
Again, I think somebody should choose Guaranty Bank if you want a local touch, if you want a local feel, if you want to know someone. If you want to come into a bank or call a bank and they know where you live and understand the area, and are truly invested in this community and are staffed by people who are from here and are invested in this community, then come by and see us. As I said before, we want to hear your story. We want to shake your hand, and we want to be a part of your success. And so we'd appreciate the business down on 1320 Kanawha Boulevard East. Come by and see us, and we'll be there.
All right. Josh, appreciate it. Best of luck with everything, man.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right. It's a great addition to the city of Charleston. Hang out with me 1 second. 25 away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns, asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you can trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can hurt you. We will take a break. Danny Jones coming up next on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for shopping locally.
Charleston, there's a new bank in town, but it's built on something timeless: relationships. Guaranty Bank is now open on the Boulevard, bringing community banking back to the Kanawha Valley. We're local decision makers, real people, and a team that understands West Virginia business. Whether you're growing your company, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Stop by our new Charleston branch at 1320 Kanawha Boulevard and experience banking the way it should be. Guaranty Bank, where community comes first.
Running a business in the Kanawha Valley means dealing with a lot at once: customers, employees, deadlines, and 100 little problems that pop up during the day. Technology shouldn't be one of them. At Next Level Technologies, we help Charleston area businesses keep their systems secure, backed up, and running smoothly so the workday stays on track. If you're spending too much time dealing with computer problems, it may be time for a better approach. Learn more at nextleveltech.com. Next Level Technologies, practical IT, strategic outcomes.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Twenty-three minutes in front of 10 o'clock on a Monday morning. Guaranty Bank hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony V. Taylor text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Gomont Ballpark, the place to be. Charleston Dirty Birds back April 28th through May 3rd. May 1st, be one of the first fans to the gates for a Jason Williams bobblehead giveaway and a meet and greet presented by KRT. Then on the 2nd, see Mountaineer favorite, the Runaway Beer Truck, Owen Schmidt, for a meet and greet presented by the Center for Organ Recovery and Education. And stick around for post-game fireworks sponsored by the West Virginia State Treasurer's Office. Get your tickets now at dirtybirdsbaseball.com. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday, 13 News, and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me, powered by Salango Law. Amanda, back on set with us. We had her on location at Hope Gas in Morgantown on Friday. She's back with me today. In fact, I do want to congratulate my midday co-host. The West Virginia Broadcasters Association held their annual awards banquet Saturday night at Morgantown, and Amanda was named Television News Anchor of the Year. Pretty big deal for the Cleveland kid. I'm proud of her, maybe a little bit biased because not only is she my co-host, but we've been friends for over 20 years, and no one is going to outwork her, that's for sure. I'm saying it now because I know she won't want to talk about it on the show today. So congratulations, AB. Again, she and I will be on Metro News Midday today at noon, powered by Salango Law. I will not be doing the local show tomorrow or Thursday this week as I'm back to cancer treatments on those days. I'll be back for midday. Hopefully, Dale Cooper will sub for me on Tuesday and Thursday this week. Real quick, going back to the WVA Awards in Morgantown Saturday night, please allow us to pat ourselves on the back just a bit. There were some of the awards we won Saturday night. Chris Lawrence, reporting on WCHS, won the Best Breaking News Award. Daniel Woods won an award for Best Hard News. Our friends at V100 won Hot Adult Contemporary Station of the Year. So congrats to Steve and Jenny, Logan, Brian, Rhoda, and everyone at V. Wilson and Meadows picked up hardware for Talkline, being the best network talk show. And my man Rob Reel from our Superstar Country 96.1 KWS station, best morning show in the tri-state. Congrats to Rob. He also won the award for best significant community impact for all the community things we do. Well, that's pretty good. And WVRC Media, our parent company, picked up 22 total radio awards across the state. We could not do any of it without you, the greatest listeners on earth, so thanks to you all. Danny Jones is here. Reminder, though, that the announcement is coming at 10:30 this morning at the Encova offices on Courier Street about the entertainment lineup for this year's Stern Wheel Regatta. And go ahead now and get ready to start complaining because they're not bringing in exactly who it is that you want to see. You've heard me talk about it before. The amount of people who complain about free entertainment is astounding to me. So just to keep my blood pressure down, I think I'll just stay off social media this afternoon. Hey, look who's here. It's Danny Jones. How you doing, my friend?
Good.
Have you noticed the number of people that complain about free entertainment?
Oh, they did that when the regatta went broke once. And Jay Goldman says, why don't you take it this year? And I took it and made $92,000. Mm-hmm. And but people complained.
And people like what they like, and I get that. But when this announcement is made at 10:30, hundreds of comments on our site, the TV station sites, whatever, they'll say, well, why don't they bring anybody? Well, it's free. You know, bring anybody good in. They don't understand the way concerts work, you know, and it costs, a lot of money to bring. People have no idea what it actually costs.
Plus, they don't know who's available.
It's about availability. And it's not just the artists themselves. It costs a lot of money to bring these people in. And I'm talking about for the sound equipment and many times artists, I've been in this business before, artists will come in with an exact, we have to have this kind of lighting and whatever. And if you don't have it, then there's no show.
Is the stage still up on the boulevard?
The stage.
Oh,
the stage. Yeah.
They don't do it down in the park. They do
it's on the stage.
That's $20,000 to $40,000.
If not, that's the conservative figure. But you're right about that. So, you got any good regatta stories for me before we get into some more serious stuff?
No, it was that Saturday night. I had Taylor Dayne booked and also had Winston Walls booked. Mm-hmm. And it rained.
Yeah.
And so we didn't get to
There's nothing that you can do about the weather. I mean, that's another thing, too. And you're talking, I mean, you can have around the 4th of July, you can have, sweltering heats. You can have lightning, which we had a couple of years ago. I mean, there's nothing you can do about the weather. All right. So I was in Morgantown Saturday, Danny, as I mentioned, for the Broadcast Association Awards when the word broke about what happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner with President Trump. Your thoughts?
I don't know what do they not know to expect this kind of stuff? I mean, he ran through there like Bob Hayes. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get why he wasn't caught before he was caught.
Yeah, and he had booked the room months in advance.
Well, that's different.
No. My point is that he's not somebody that just like walked in off the street. He'd booked, to be there in advance. So, but I agree with you. What about all these conspiracy theories? Because I mean, here's the thing about it, Danny. If you are pro-Trump, then you are going to see it as obviously a tragedy. If you're anti-Trump, and my anti-Trump people, hit it immediately, saying all staged, all fake, that Butler, Pennsylvania may or may not have been real, but this entire thing was fake because afterwards the president gives a speech about why he needs a ballroom. It does raise some suspicions. I'll leave it there. I don't know where I am on that. But your thought about people saying the whole thing was faked?
It wasn't fake. And second thing is, I had a lady yesterday morning that I work out with I've never used the term. Mm-hmm. She has Trump derangement syndrome. Mm-hmm. And she came up to me and she said, well, when you preach hate, that's what happens.
When you're what?
When you preach hate.
Oh, preach hate. Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. And I thought, I'm going to go work. Let me go lift some weights. So I mean, it's just crazy. He was sitting up there with his wife. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous.
And I think
I was kind of glad he was back there. I mean, the president ought to be.
Yeah, and he had boycotted this because one thing that we all know about Donald Trump and those that are close to him is he does not have much of a sense of humor. He can't make fun of himself like other presidents have done, like Reagan did and like Bush did and like Clinton and Obama did. He does not do that. And he has stayed away from this. What was interesting was before I left for Morgantown Saturday, I was flipping through the channels and I had it on CNN, and I don't know who the guy was. He has his own show on CNN, but he was giving the president advice about what to do at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And of course, this was obviously hours before the attempt on his life. But he said, Mr. President, you're to be commended for going. Have some fun, laugh a little bit, make fun of yourself, and because that's not something he is known for. I think that Trump derangement syndrome goes both ways. I think that there are a lot of people whose very existence is to speak out against Donald Trump. They get up in the morning and they start doing it like the person you mentioned. But I also think that Trump derangement syndrome can be people who worship the guy. And they can't see any fault in him whatsoever.
He gets very little free rent in my mind. I just don't. I mean, I read the national papers in the morning, but I just don't.
To me, I mean, as you know my story. I voted for Trump twice. I did not vote for him the last time. I'm not a Trump guy. I went off the Trump train January 6th. Okay. However, I want him to do well. I want the country to do well. Mm-hmm. That makes me a decent American, I think, because I don't wake up every morning, and immediately hit social media and say, how can I make fun? How can I trash Donald Trump today? Because I'm not going to let him live rent free in my head. He's the president. The people voted for him. So be it.
That's the way it works.
In theory. Texas, Florida guy here, Dave. Fake news media and Democrats had their hopes dashed last night that Donald Trump wasn't assassinated in a third attempt. They had hoped this was it and was prepared to celebrate into the night of the death of the president and are furious that it failed.
Well, I think that's the other side you're talking about. Mm-hmm. You were talking about the other side of
the Trump derangement syndrome. Yeah.
And I think that illustrates it right there.
Yeah. Well, okay, somebody sent me something that is way too much to read. Let me just read some of it. As I watched what happened Saturday night, I was screaming at my television. It was you people there in that room who contributed to this evil. Then they are shocked and ask, how could this happen? 25% of very liberal people say political violence can sometimes be justified. Among the conservative people, it's just 3%. In other words, the far left is 8 times more likely to support political violence as the far right. Stop pretending this is a both sides problem. It's not.
There are people, and the left is trying to find somebody to replace Joe Rogan, and they've got a guy. Mm-hmm. And I don't know his name, but I saw him. And he'd think it was perfectly justified to have shot that healthcare CEO in the rear.
A lot of people think that.
Yeah.
I mean, people that seemingly normal, nice people said that about the shooting of the United Healthcare CEO, that, well, it's terrible that it happened because of his wife and kids, but look how many deaths he's caused. When you start thinking like that...
What deaths did he cause?
Well, because of their words, mismanagement of health systems and rising
Well, how did he know he had anything to do with mismanagement?
Hassan Piker is the person that somebody texted in, I guess.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the guy.
Okay. All right. But
There's nothing attractive about his delivery, nothing about what he says, nothing.
Okay.
Joe Rogan's funny.
Yeah.
I get his clips.
He started out in comedy. He was the host of The Man Show. He was the second of The Man Show on Comedy Central.
He's funny.
Yeah.
And I enjoy him.
I just wish we had more people that I mean, the thing about Rush Limbaugh, and Rush Limbaugh single-handedly saved talk radio and AM radio. He made talk radio. But Rush did things with a sense of humor. I mean, to a certain extent. Now, some of the things left a lot of people cold, the homeless updates and things of that nature. But Rush, when people don't realize, when Rush was saying with, the talent on loan from God and these things that he said, he was basically making fun of himself. And people just don't have that sense of humor.
When it really changed, when he really picked up steam was 1990.
Mm-hmm.
It was during,
when I started listening,
during Desert Storm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he had the characters, all the characters that were going to play all the parts.
Mm-hmm.
And he had himself playing Norman Schwarzkopf.
Mm-hmm.
He had these actors playing all these parts. And there was Mitch Snyder, who was a homeless advocate. Mm-hmm. Mitch Snyder came here one time. He was the homeless advocate. Mm-hmm. He was the guy who wore camouflage, and he was very well known nationally. And Rush called him the dust of the Desert Storm. I mean, it was just, Rush changed in 92 when Bush Sr. lost the election.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to Bill Clinton.
And then he started getting serious. Then he started going after Clinton a little hard, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's the big deal? Why? I don't know, too much for me.
Tex says the only Trump derangement syndrome is in his own hateful, demented mind. To journalist Nora O'Donnell on 60 Minutes, Trump said, I was waiting for you to read that because I know you would, because you're a horrible person. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody. I'm not a pedophile. Excuse me. You read that crap from a sick person. I was totally exonerated. You should be ashamed of yourself reading that. You're a disgrace. That's what he said, according to the texter to Nora O'Donnell.
I'm not aware of that. And exonerated.
Tex says Joe Rogan was not the host of The Man Show. It was Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla. Joe Rogan started on News Radio and then hosted Fear Factor. Dems forget that they did have Joe Rogan until they started calling him a nutcase. No, Joe, I'm going to take issue with that. Joe Rogan was the second host of The Man Show. He and Doug Stone, the texter's right. Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla had the original, but when that went away, Rogan was the host of The Man Show.
In 2016, he endorsed Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm. Text Dave, America is back on track as the leading country in the world. Thank God President Trump is our president. He and his policies are the reason for this. Thanks.
I think we got our you-know-what caught in a ringer over there in Iran, in that Strait of Hormuz. I hope I'm wrong.
Texas, when do we believe the evidence presented to our eyes and ears? When do coincidences quit being coincidences? Talking about I'm assuming about the Trump assassination attempt. Text says a lefty Joe Rogan type won't catch on with Democrats and liberals like it happened with conservatives. Conservatives are programmed like sheep to believe what they're told. From Rush to Joe, conservatives will believe what they're told, especially when they're scared.
I'm lost. I don't.
All right. It is 8 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses live to make life better for you and your family.
Hi, I'm Michael Arbogast, current member of the Kanawha County Schools Board of Education. During my time as a teacher, coach, and a principal, I did my best to inspire and encourage all my students. And I will take that same approach for all of our children and grandchildren countywide. I will strive for excellence in the classroom in a safe and nurturing environment. I will also strive for transparency and be a good steward of our taxpayer dollars. On May 12th, vote for experience. Vote for Michael Arbogast. I'm number 7 on the ballot.
Paid for by Michael Arbogast for KCBOE.
Why do so many West Virginians choose the Payton Law Firm after an injury? Because Tom and Harvey Payton are from here, and they fight for their neighbors every day. When you're dealing with an injury claim, you need experience, straight answers, and results you can trust. Don't let insurance companies or out-of-state firms push you around. Call 755-5556 or visit PaytonLawFirm.com.
The attorneys referenced in this ad are lifelong residents and are licensed to practice law in the state of West Virginia.
I'm Doug Leach, founder and CEO of Ascension Recovery Services. We've done a number of projects with Jarrett Construction. Finding people that really care about what they do and care about what we do is pretty unique. In Jarrett Construction, they care. They're really, really good people. Good people do the right thing, and they're very skilled. They have all the qualities that make up just a perfect construction partner, and they just built us a phenomenal building.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Charleston, there's a new bank in town, but it's built on something timeless: relationships. Guaranty Bank is now open on the Boulevard, bringing community banking back to the Kanawha Valley. We're local decision makers, real people, and a team that understands West Virginia business. Whether you're growing your company, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Stop by our new Charleston branch at 1320 Kanawha Boulevard and experience banking the way it should be. Guaranty Bank, where community comes first.
5 away from 10. Amos Steel Band providing the music. If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia, know someone does. Full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan on the line. It's sponsored by, talking about the West Virginia Scholar Program, ZMM Architects and Engineers, and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. Deadline, though, is May 3rd to register. Hit the Apply Now button at WVMetroNews.com. Danny Jones is here. We were talking during the break, you and I were, about when Al Franken and others tried to be
Air America.
Air America is what it was called, and it failed miserably.
Yeah.
And you talked about that during the
break. What you got to remember is public radio. That's hard left. Mm-hmm. And the 3 major networks, in my opinion, they're not hard left, but they're left. Mm-hmm. 60 Minutes, Jane Pauley on that Sunday morning show.
Stephanopoulos on ABC News. I mean, he doesn't even try to hide it.
No.
His bias. And it's his show. He can do what he wants.
No, and Jonathan Karl has written 2 books negative about Trump, but for some reason they get along.
Mm-hmm. He's always name-dropping Trump on the morning show.
He said,
I just got off the phone with the president.
I listened to it yesterday, and he said, he called me at 7 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And no, Stephanopoulos, he's in with Carville and Bagala, and he doesn't even try to hide it. But the 3 major networks, and every cable except for Fox, and people get mad about Fox.
Every major newspaper. I mean, pretty much. I mean, the newspapers are still around. They're just online now, but just about every major newspaper.
New York Post is conservative.
Mm-hmm.
They now have a California Post.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read it yet, but it's there. Maybe it's online. Maybe check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But most Wall Street Journal is mainstream in its news. It leans right in its editorial page, but not so much.
Mm-hmm.
They're not fans of President Trump.
No, they're not at all.
They're not fans of Trump.
News Radio, says a texter, was awesome, but Joe Rogan basically played himself. New Jersey Rep, says a texter, Bonnie Watson Coleman stated, if we want to eliminate abuse and fraud, we'd eliminate the president of the U.S. from the office right now. And James Carville also said about Trump, I do not want that man to die. I want to watch him suffer, and I can't watch a dead person suffer. Tell me again how Trump is to blame for loons trying to kill him 3 freaking times.
I don't know what. I mean, because people are loony. Two people back-to-back tried to kill President Ford.
Mm-hmm. In a matter of weeks.
Sarah Jane Moore and Squeaky Fromme.
In a matter of a couple of weeks, September of 75.
But so, and who didn't like Jerry Ford, even if you didn't vote for him? Nobody really disliked him.
It's a different time, though, Danny. It's a completely different time because the temperature in this country right now, you and I can't have that disagreement. You are the enemy. How many times have you ever seen on social media, if you support fill in name here, block me now, unfriend me now, or whatever? And that's really sad.
Quick story.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a lot of fraud with Medi-Cal or Medicaid out there in California. Mm-hmm. Lots of it. And lots of it's going to hospice. And do you know how they caught a lot of the people in hospice? Playing pickleball.
Playing pickleball.
People in hospice, the doctors were taking the money,
mm-hmm.
but the people were playing pickleball.
All right, we'll leave it there. You back with us next week?
Yes, sir.
All right. I never know. I never know with the California kid where you're going to be. Danny,
I'll do it over the phone.
Okay, all right. Danny Jones, appreciate you being there again. I will not be doing the show tomorrow or Thursday. Dale Cooper will be subbing for me the next Tuesday and Thursday. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'll be back later today with Metro News Midday. That is the co-hosted by the news anchor of the year in television, Amanda Barron, and some other guy. All right, I'll see you later. Ryan Nicholson, thank you so much. Till later, have fun, love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.